Good morning and welcome to the news. The headlines: Mufulira mobile money agents urges enhanced security measures. Stakeholders trained on risk communication strategies to combat infectious diseases. Emotional tributes mark 10th memorial service for late President Michael Sata. And in foreign news, election in Botswana, diamonds and economic hurdles at play. With the details, Ankalonje Mumba. Mufulira-based mobile money agent Wilfred Walia has called on fellow agents to strengthen their security practices in light of rising incidents of violence against operators. Speaking on Mafken Affairs Chit Chat, Mr. Walia advised agents to regularly deposit excess cash in banks to minimize the risk of theft. His appeal follows a recent attack on 2 mobile money agents in Jogola Copperbelt province, which left 1 person dead. He emphasized the importance of vigilance, urging those in the industry to be proactive in safeguarding their lives and assets. Community-based volunteers, CBVs, media personnel and civil society organizations, CSOs, and health promotion are undergoing training on the Copperbelt aimed at improving risk communication strategies to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. The initiative, which targets 3 districts in Ndola, Kitwe, and Chililabombwe, will train 120 individuals over 6 days. Speaking during the Kitwe session, Zambia National Institute of Public Health Policy, Diplomacy and Communications Officer Kabu Akufuna emphasized the importance of stakeholder engagement in health promotion to strengthen public health responses. Ms. Akufuna highlighted the recent cholera outbreak and a recorded case of monkeypox, noting that it is crucial for CBVs, CSOs, and the media to be equipped with the knowledge to prevent the spread of such diseases. Kitwe District Health Director Dr. Francis Liwali praised the Ministry's health's collaboration with other stakeholders, stressing the importance of educating the public on best health practices. We have more in the following report.
Recent infectious disease outbreaks in Zambia, including cholera, COVID-19, mpox, and anthrax, have highlighted gaps in the country's ability to effectively communicate health risks and engage communities. It is for this reason that the Ministry of Health, through the Zambia National Public Health Institute, has trained 120 community-based volunteers, civil society organizations, and media representatives in health promotion strategies across 3 districts, Ndola, Kitwe, and Chililabombwe. This initiative has left stakeholders elated.
So ifofo emenso ilo batusambilisha twakwata obwishibilo bwa malwele monkeypox cholera nachitwa chala twafa sana kwebati tuleya mukuchita identify kulolesha bwangu ilio bulwele tabula chitashani tabula monika
kufuaza ba CBV twali very critical community because amalwele ambe ku community mutikara twalishiba nefyo tundachita bwangu kuchita report so hii training ibatwiteko ikankala sana.
Kitwe Pastors Fellowship Secretary General Pastor Chris Piri had this to say.
Certain things that you can deal with spiritually, and there are also certain things that the health professionals need to come in, more especially when it comes to diseases and sicknesses and diseases. I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases. I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases. I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases. I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases, I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases, I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that diseases and sicknesses and diseases, I think the clinics, they become the first point of contact for our people before we can take them elsewhere. So the first thing that we encourage people is that
some Lusaka-based clergy have criticized politicians who chose not to attend the 10th memorial service for the late 5th Republican President Michael Sata. Prominent Bishop John Mambo remarked that the absence of some politicians sent a clear message that they did not truly appreciate or honor Mr. Sata's legacy. And Reverend Nelson Mhango, Pentecostal Bumper Harvest Ministries, also expressed disappointment, stating that those who shunned the event were a letdown to the call for national unity among Zambians. Meanwhile, speaking in an exclusive phone interview, Patriotic Front PF Faction Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda expressed his satisfaction with the organization of the memorial service, particularly the decision to exclude the Archbishop Alec Banda from the proceedings. Mr. Nakachinda labeled this move as disrespectful to the memory of the late leader. Mr. Nakachinda further alleged that government had interfered with the event, issuing directives that prevented the service from proceedings as originally planned. He stated that the PF felt let down by these developments, believing that Mr. Sato was not given the proper honors he deserved. Transparency International Zambia TIZ has described as concerning the Zambian government's decision to approve large-scale exploration licenses in the Lower Zambezi National Park. TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe has observed that prospects of mining in other protected areas remain an issue, with the Lower Zambezi being one of the most contentious proposals in recent years. Mr. Nyambe strongly believes that the explorations and mining licenses and approvals should not be permitted to occur in protected areas such as national parks and forest reserves. He has, however, recommended that regulations that ensure protection and dislike of exploration and mining in environmentally sensitive areas be aligned with the administration's aspiration to promote development that prioritizes environmental sustainability. Mr. Nyambe further urges the current administration not to turn a blind eye to this important issue and avoid doing the exact same thing for which the previous administration was condemned for when it attempted to approve a mining project in the Lower Zambezi Park in 2014.
Issues did speak out very strongly against the previous administration's decision to grant a mining license and an environmental approval for a mining project in the same area in the Lower Zambezi National Park, which was back in 2014. And it was only after a lot of advocacy and engagement with different government institutions and other stakeholders that the European administration last year, in fact, cancelled the proposed large-scale mining project that was designated in the Lower Zambezi National Park. So you can imagine our shock and really disappointment to discover that the current administration, the UPND administration, have gone ahead to actually award 2 exploration licenses in the Lower Zambezi National Park. So this is extremely concerning to us because the factors that we raised in terms of the potential for environmental damage within such such an important natural resource area. Those concerns have not gone away, and those concerns still hold even to this day. So given that we have this new development, we will continue as Tizen and indeed other civil society organizations and other stakeholders, we will continue to monitor these developments with regards to these approvals, but we will also collaborate and mount a very strong campaign.
Residents of Kawama Westward in Mufulira district are urging a government to establish a police post to address escalating safety concerns in the area. Speaking in an interview, local resident Odiria Muma expressed worry about an increase in criminal activities among the youth, and another resident, Simon Kalumba, called on government to intervene and address the troubling behaviors shown by children in the neighborhood. However, Kawama West Ward Councillor Enoch Kabaso has revealed that there is an application for funding from the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) to construct a police post. Details are in the following report.
Residents of Kawama West and Mufulira district on the Copper Belt are calling for the establishment of a police post in the area to tackle escalating safety concerns. The community has reported an increase in youth-related criminal activities and disturbance from Shabins playing loud music, which according to them has become a daily bother. The residents talked to by Mafken News had this to say.
So the pale umuntu ule bakanya kwati fune ndenda fiweme ero limbira ba police kwati chama fya basoja bantu bushukumwe nde kusemwa litse kwa basoja babiri bapitse kwa fa barefu aya ngari tapari baya isuke kutamba itina wazi kutina fya kuteka kwa basoja so kwati basoja bakaisa kufina na 3 days fi umushuno na ulipa ero abafilimba nabo so mone unepa wesu hapo ichilimba ngamba ulacha ama.
So chitwakabirako batuleterako police station for security sake ko ati twakwata kwa mama so pamyezo apa entambo bali kutula so that we jama light every day nga bwacha.
Meanwhile, Kawama West Ward Councillor Enoch Kabaso acknowledged the issue raised and revealed that an application for funding has been submitted through the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) to construct a police post.
However, our main concern is about security in our area. We